At the last Nintendo Direct, Nintendo finally announced that they're releasing Game Boy, Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games to the Nintendo Switch Online service, and I cannot wait. Here are a few games that have been released so far that I'm excited about, and a few that I'm hoping will come out in the future. The first one here is Link's Awakening DX. Now, Link's Awakening was first released on the Game Boy and was later released on the Game Boy Color, and this is the DX version, and this has a few kind of color based puzzles as well as a secret dungeon. I actually feel fairly fortunate because a lot of the games that were released on both the services are actually a lot of my favourite games. Here we've got Kirby as well. God, I am so excited to play this. I absolutely love this game. Even when I was young, playing this game was fantastic. And here we have Metroid 2 Samus Returns. Now this is a fantastic game as well, and I am so happy this has been released on the service. It's not my favourite Metroid game, but Jesus, it's a belter of a game. And next up we have Super Mario Land 2 and the 6 Golden Coins. This was my favourite Mario game, and it's still amazing today. I've actually recently played through it on the Game Boy again. Every time I get started, I go straight to the Horror Zone today because they're some of my favourite levels with some of the best character designs. And then we have the classic Tetris. This obviously had to be released on the service. Excuse my shite claim. The biggest surprise for me was Alone in the Dark, the new Nightmare. I actually remember playing the original on the PlayStation back in the day, and then when I saw they released a Game Boy Color version, I had to pick it up, and it was actually really, really good. For me, this was the biggest surprise of the release lineup. Now, let's look at some of the GBA titles released. There was a lot fewer here, but what they've released I think is absolutely smashing. First off, obviously had to be Minish Cap. Now, I absolutely loved the Minish Cap when it first came out on Game Boy. I loved the colours, I loved how vibrant it was, it felt so alive. And here it is just so much nicer looking, it's just so clear, so crystal. And I cannot wait to get stuck into this again. I never actually completed this back in the day, so I'm looking forward to doing it now. And another absolute classic, Mario Kart, the Game Boy Advance version. Oh my god, I remember sinking so many hours into this game back in the day. When this first came out, the first handheld Mario Kart, Jesus, I was obsessed. I've not gone any better since then, but jeez oh. Half the fun of these games back in the day were the fact that they're portable, and now they've been enhanced here on the Switch, and it's absolutely fantastic. I am fanboying something hard and it's not even funny. In addition, they've added online functionality to Mario Kart. Now it's friends only or it's locally, but Jesus, this is going to add some extra dimension to the game. Now, the Game Boy library is available if you just have the standard Nintendo Online, but if you have the expansion pack, you also get the Game Boy Advance selection as well as all the other stuff. They have also said that they'll be adding new games in the future to both Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance library, so here are a few that I hope that they bring out. So these are pretty much the games that I would love to see released on the new Game Boy and Game Boy Advance library. I think they would be absolutely fantastic. They have said they're going to add a load of new games, and I cannot wait to see how they expand on this service. So let us know down below, what game are you looking forward to playing? What games are you hoping they bring out? And are you happy with what Nintendo have announced so far? Really looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it. And sure, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.